Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to show you a tour of my school library. So this is where I work. Now right now we're working virtually from home because we are we're totally all virtual right now. So we're supposed to go back hybrid October 12th, but we'll see if that actually happens. But I want to give you a tour of the library, so I'm going to flip you around here. And also here's Ella. This is my dog. She's our library dog. And we have right here the entrance to the library. I have some really nice display shelves as well. Oh, by the way, I guess I should tell you guys, I'm getting a brand new school library in 3 years because we're building a brand new high school. So we actually built another new school last year. So yeah, brand new high schools. My husband actually works at the other school. He's the technology coordinator. So I've got these nice display cases that need to be more filled up. I have this awesome book depository out here in the hallway, so kids don't have to come all the way in. It goes down there into a little bin right there, and I can collect those so they don't even have to come in to drop off their books. Our teachers did this last year where they did like, what am I reading and how am I using math, so the kids could see we were using reading and math all the time. So that's really cool. We have a little leadership statement we had to all post outside of our classroom. So I got mine from the American Association of School Librarians. This is kind of what my mission statement is as a library media specialist. And they've got our mask reminders and all that on the door. Ella's just waiting very patiently for me to open this door again. Now, the carpet in here definitely needs some work. It is old, as you can see, very old. So this is the entrance when you first walk in, and they have hand sanitizing stations now by the doors, which is exciting. I like my little entryway. There's a sign that we sometimes use. We put something out like library closed or whatever. Usually it's not stored there. Eventually we're gonna get some really cool stuff here. I wanna do, as the sign says, your favorite book quotes, and get like a paint pen kind of thing where they can actually write on the wall, which I think will be super cool. So, very exciting. And so my father-in-law loves to paint, and he actually painted my entire library for me last year when I first came to this library. And this is the orange stripe we did on the walls. Now the colors, you're gonna notice, they're like it's hard to kind of tell on this camera. It looks a little bit different in person, but it is sort of a teal and then kind of like a raspberry. I know it looks really pink on here, but it really is more like a kind of like a raspberry color. And these are actually honestly my wedding colors, and I use some of my wedding leftover things as well. So we'll just start kind of with the books, and then I'll show you some of the back office areas as well, just because it's something a little bit different. Oh, that's my finger. You don't want to see that. All right, so first we've got the book drop. You can just drop your books right here, and the convenient thing is that for me, I can then roll this out, it's on wheels, and then bring it over to my computer where I can then check in all the books. So super handy. This like goes down. How cool is that? So when it gets heavier, it can fit lots and lots of books in this thing. So if a whole class comes in, then I can keep like all their books in there until I get time to turn them in. So we do have kids sign in when they come in, and you know, this is no note, no entry. You shall not pass unless you have a note. And usually there's a basket out here as well. Must have note. This is like for during class. Like if they come in during class time, they have to have a note so we know they're not just skipping their class. We do have a lot of computers. They're very sectioned off, which I really like because with the virus and everything, it may be that we can still use these computers and space them out, hopefully. Space kids out like every other seat or something. Same thing with the computers against the wall. I'm assuming we could space them out every other seat or whatever 6 feet apart would be. Also, a lot of the flowers in here, my mom made these. These were left over from my wedding. She just found me little buckets. There's another one. You'll see some topiaries here in a minute too that she made. Yeah, literally my leftover wedding flowers. So that's why the library is this color. We have a printer up here for kids. We always have some bookmarks. I love the smelly ones. Oh my gosh, the cinnamon roll. These are scratch and sniff, and you scratch this little part up here at the top, and it's amazing. And the strawberry scratch and sniff, and these are scratch and sniff, and these sort of smell like the little candy hearts. The pizza is not scratch and sniff, but I actually have a whole bunch more. I'll show you those later. So the library desk, you know, all this stuff. So we come over this way, and this is where you can set up a computer. There are speakers up there. So we do have a nice sound system with the projector and then the thing right here, the screen that pulls down. So very exciting. Plenty of tables, enough for plenty of kids. There we go, for huge classes if we need it, like 32 kids. Now, our library, one of the best things, my favorite things about the library is we are genrified, which if you don't know what that means, it just means we are organized by genre. So instead of starting with like A through Z books all around, we have ours organized by genre. So they are organized alphabetically within those genres, but that way in our catalog, it even says that, hey, this book's a fantasy book, so I know to go look in the fantasy section to find it. And that's our like audio controls. So this is fantasy, where we'll start with fantasy. I'm not going to show you all the books on all the shelves, but I know fantasy is very exciting to a lot of you, and it's my favorite genre. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the books we have. One thing you're going to notice is that we have 2 copies of a lot of books, sometimes 3. Some of these we have multiple copies of. They're just not out on the shelves. But we try to keep 2 copies of all the books out here that we have 2 copies of, because last year or 2 years ago, before our school split in half and a new school was built, we had the largest high school in the state of Kentucky at around 3,000 students. And they needed multiple copies of books, obviously, for 3,000 students. We now only have about 1,250, and the rest of them went to the brand new school. But like I said, we're also getting a new school, so it's very exciting. I did just check out this book from the library, and then of course realized, hey, here it is, we have it. But we do have the sequel. Now I don't know about the last one. I know it's called Finale. Oh, and I'll show you something really cool that our old librarian did. So if it was a sequel or a series, she would put right here in the front very clearly the 3 in order. She just printed it out, taped it in there so that kids could see, you know, they wouldn't want to just randomly check this book out if they hadn't read the first one, and they can see what the first one is by just doing that. So super cool. On the side, it tells, like, see, it says fantasy right there. So all these are going to be labeled fantasy. Definitely helps our student TAs, our teacher's aides, to help put them away so they know where they go. Lots of fantasy. Very popular. Second most popular genre after realistic fiction, which in our library is just labeled reality. So I just kind of wanted to show you. We do have A Court of Thorns and Roses, but we don't have the sequels, which is, you know, there's probably a good reason for that if you've read them. I do want to read the Throne of Glass series, so I don't even know if this is all of them or not, but I need to check and see if we have all the books of all of these series, the Cinder series and all that. Yeah, so it just kind of keeps going. Harry Potter, you know, all that good stuff. So that is the end of the fantasy shelves. And then, oh yeah, wait, sorry, this is the end of the fantasy. And then we get to horror. Now, right now, there's no really good signs. I mean, like, there's this little tiny sign. There used to be giant signs up over top that had the genre labeled, but the librarian that was here last year or 2 years ago, she took the signs with her because she hand painted them, and they were really, really pretty. So I don't blame her. I would have taken them with me too. So anyway, these are all the horror books, basically. Then we have a little bit of comfy seating over here as well, and a rug that I bought. That rug was already here, and then I bought this one to match the colors of the library. And I've tried to space things out 6 feet apart, you know, so before this was all grouped in one kind of grouping. I will show you this real quick. I always have some sort of display out here. Right now it's Emoji Reads. So here's a game for you. You can pause it if you want. I'll just kind of go through each one. You have to figure out what book this is based on the emojis. So this is the plot of a book in order. And these are all pretty much like classics, or kind of like modern day classics. And I'll show you what I mean. Like this one, it's like, oh, people are flying, but then they wind up on an island. There's something about a conch shell. There's a fire, something about a pig. So there's, I mean, you can see that there's death. So this is Lord of the Flies. So if you just want to try these, I'll just kind of go through them. You can just pause, and I'll just kind of, just to see if you can figure them out. If you can't figure one out, let me know in the comments down below, and I will tell you what it is. But I like these. The hardest ones are probably, I had kids have trouble with this one because they just didn't know the book. They just never heard of this book before. That one they figured out really easily. This one is probably one of the hardest because a lot of them didn't know the plot of this book, but it is a classic. And if you know this book, like, this really is exactly what happens in it. It's so funny. Like, I want to make these myself. Like, I didn't make these, but I want to make something like this. This would be so fun. This would be such a fun game. This one's hard too, and there's 2 different, one person said it's the movie Titanic, and I'm like, well, that's not a book, but it does kind of look like it could be Titanic. But no, it's a book. I'm pretty sure I know which one that one is. I know all the rest, but that one is a little tricky, but I think I know. This one, of course, pretty obvious. And this one. So there you go. You can play that game, just pause on each one. These are all the new books out here. So as you can see, we filled up all of them throughout the year. This is all the new books we ordered last year. So it is time for me to put all of these on the shelf. I've got to take every single new sticker off that's on every book, and I've got to put them away. And then they're not organized in any order. So I think when I start this year's new books, which I already have a lot of new books, I'm going to put them in order by genre and alphabetical, just like we do everything else. So anyway, yeah, this is that series I tried, the Five Kingdoms thing, and I ordered all of them too. I should have ordered all of them. I should have just ordered one, and I should have seen if kids liked it or not. So now I've learned my lesson to only order things if they like it. So, oh yeah, I called this book club cafe, and I had a student kind of make this sign. And on the other side of the sign, well, here, I'll come around so you can see it. Oh, there's my dying plant that I really need to water. It's been here forever. Oh yeah, there's Tokyo Ghoul in a box set, a few magazines, and some on the other side too that kids probably can't check out right now anyway with the, virus. We actually used to have all of our Keurig stuff sitting out here, and cups and all that, and we would do it when we had book club. We would use, I would use this for my book club. We would have coffee and tea and hot chocolate. They always liked hot chocolate the best. So this is the little cafe area, and a lot of students would come in here and eat lunch. And if I can just put like one seat at a table and space them 6 feet apart, we could probably still use this. These were all books that were donated to my library. They're mostly like history books, military books, and travel books that a man donated to us, which was super nice of him. So I just left them in here. I did not catalog them because that is a lot of books, but they're more just like reference. And I'm going to see if any of the history teachers, want those first. Okay, ACT test prep, fun times. All right, let's go back around to where we were. Still got plenty of empty shelves. Like all these in here were empty, so I'm glad that I have something to fill them in with. But yeah, this one's pretty empty. Oh, I was going to show you the other side of the sign. So we also did a writing center in our library. So this is the sign that we used when we did that. And it was like, hey, do you need help with, need help writing? Love it. Kids drew that too, of course. Writing center for resumes, essays, summaries, short stories. Because I know most libraries in a college have, a writing center where they help kids with their essays. And I wanted to do that too. So I used to be an English teacher, and I taught like college English as well, English 101. So I loved the idea of helping students one-on-one with their essays, and I wanted to keep that going. I had a few kids use it last year, but I'm hoping a lot more start using it. So, our awesome giant window with our awesome view of the parking lot when it's open, and I've got a lot of blinds down. Very beautiful, Oh, here's one of the topiaries I was talking about. So my mom made these for my wedding, and we had a lot of flowers left over, and we also, of course, use them in the library too. So you'll see some topiaries. Yeah, there's some more like up there and one over there. So they're just kind of everywhere. All right, this is sci-fi. So just this one big long shelf right there. Those are all the sci-fi books. We have probably not as many of those as we have the fantasy, but it's still a good collection. Realistic fiction is over here, and like I said, this is the most frequently checked out genre, with fantasy being a close second. I was shocked actually that realistic fiction is #1, but people love it. So this is still all fantasy, or not, sorry, fantasy, reality, realistic fiction. And then we have romance. So all of this to the end is our romance. You can tell because look at how pink all the books are and how bright colored and pretty. You don't see very many black ones, well, except like Twilight. I gotta order Midnight Sun for sure. So there's all that. And finally on the end is adventure. So we do have a few adventure books, not very many. That's it. Definitely need to order more. A lot of them are probably young, for young people. So I definitely need to space that, or, step that up a notch with some more high school books. Okay, so desks, lots more desks on this side. So you can have a class over here, you can have a class over there. Plenty of options for seating that way. And on this side, we have mystery and suspense. It's like caution, kind of like mystery. I don't know. Anyway, mystery and suspense are all through here. So also very popular genre. Random other computers. Now, I will tell you what Ritapalooza is real quick. So let me back up. Oh, yeah, some of my lights are out too, which is really sad. I love this area. I'll show you the skylight too. This is reading event that we do every spring. I mean, last year was my first year here, but I wanted to continue the tradition. So I even made this little, you know, here's my little Ritapalooza flyer. I didn't make this actually. My office aide who helps me made this because she's way better at making things than I am. But basically it was a 1-hour book discussion after school, and it had like free food, and they were going to get bonus and like this, basically just different rewards. So basically what happens is they pick one of, I think I had 9 books. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 10 books to choose from. And I had quite a few sign up actually. This was the only book I think no one signed up for. And I got it because I thought the boys would like it, but then nobody signed up for it. So we didn't get to do it because of the virus, but it was supposed to be One of Us is Lying, Game Changer, The Hive, Stepsister, Outliers. That's the one that they actually went ahead and did online on Zoom meetings. So that was fun. Suggested reading. Oh, I hated that book. That'll be a whole other story on the come up. And I think there was another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're missing some. Oh yeah, Illuminate. The Hive. Where the Crawdads Sing was going to be one. And All the Bright Places was going to be one. So, and I had a little description of each one out here for them to sign up and grab their book. So I haven't put all the books away yet, obviously. But anyway, sad times. I have to take all this down, all my Ritapalooza stuff. Real quick over here, a few more seats. Oh, here's an awesome poster. This leads to like other rooms, basically. I have a lot of rooms off of my room. Shakespearean insults. This is great. It's like, what do you want to go by? Well, let's go by food and drink. Let's go by eggs. You egg. There you go. Let's see. Let's insult them with, bodily qualities, definitely. I mean, infection, yes. More of your conversation would infect my brain. Thou dost infect mine eyes. So yeah, basically, this is great. Oh wait, did that just say, you ruinous butt? That's all of it. Creatures. I mean, yeah. Love it. This is great. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, Shakespearean insults for the win. There we go. And then this exits out to the front of our, basically the front hallway, I'm like right by the front door, which is awesome. And there's another little room back in there that is called the international room, sort of like internationally decorated, and they have meetings in there and stuff. It's a really tiny room. So, okay, I have my giant ViewSonic, which I got, which is awesome. It's touchscreen, which is super fun, and you can wheel this thing around. It does everything. It's very smart. And it we usually pull up the, when it's not being used for anything else, we just keep the library catalog pulled up on there so that kids can search the library catalog. Now in the wintertime, somebody also gave me a really great idea, and there I am. Hello. And there's the baby. I also would pull up the like fake fireplace and music and stuff so that it looked really, homey, which was fun. There's another door that leads to our attendance office. Like I said, I have a lot of doors. Here's our little reading nook. I kind of want to put a sign. I'll show you. I want to put a sign like up there that says like reading nook and paint it or something. There's Shakespeare. There's an old Tommy clock. And yeah, just keep this as the little reading nook. So I think that'd be fun. And back in here we have classics. Quite a few of them. Awesome collection, beautiful, like Aristotle if you ever want any of that. You never know when kids might want some of this, they might want some Descartes, who knows. Then we have historical fiction let me back up a little bit. Historical fiction is all that. And then our sports against the back wall. So our sports that's all like nonfiction sports. And then this is all the sports fiction over there. And they are organized kind of by sport, the major sports, and all the other sports are organized together. I will say this is always the most disorganized, chaotic area. This is way better than it normally looks, honestly, because apparently the kids that look at sports also are the same kids that don't know how to put books back on a shelf because it's always a mess. And then finally, this shelf over here is our graphic novels. So there we go, lots and lots of graphic novels, which is awesome because our kids really like them. They are really into it. And there we go. Oh, and Spanish. I'm sorry. It's also Spanish over here. So we do have quite a few books in Spanish, including Twilight. How cool is that? So there we go. And there's Harry Potter in Spanish. Very exciting. All right, and then I will show you the nonfiction, and then I'll show you the back offices, and we'll be done. Oh, I think our dog is like, my dog's really bored. Look at her. It's like I've killed her. Ella, are you so bored? I'm sorry that you're so bored. Oh my gosh. Why are you so bored? Oh yeah, Ella comes to school with me a lot. She's allowed to come here, and she comes to school, and everybody thinks she's a puppy, but she's actually about 5 years old, and we don't even know what kind of dog she is, but we love her very much, and all the kids do too. She's the library dog. Okay, so let's go back up to the front. Well, not to the front. Let's go over here. I'll show you the nonfiction. This is all nonfiction in the middle. Our nonfiction is not organized by the Dewey Decimal System. It is organized by category and subject. So we have social studies, and within that category, within the larger category of social studies, here's how they are divided. They're actually labeled that way as well. So like literally on the shelves, she has these wonderful little shelf markers that tell you, I say my previous librarian did all this, you know, she puts exactly what's on that shelf. And each one has a label. So it'll say history, so you know it's in the history section, but then it also says which like category it is within that section. So like social studies, US history, social studies, Renaissance. Pretty awesome. And then over here is the, this is all biographies on that shelf. Pretty awesome. I won't show you all these, but they're organized all the same way. We have science, and all these are different colors, so it just really helps to kind of see what's what. Science, hobbies, health, literature, and arts and humanities. So I like being organized this way. The Dewey Decimal System is really, you know, going out of style for sure in a lot of libraries. I've got to water that plant. It's definitely going to die. This is a card of books I need to definitely put away that I've got returned since we've been in quarantine. These are actually the ones that just came in the last few weeks that people have been bringing back. So I did get most of my books back. Actually, we had about 1,250 books checked out when we left in March for the virus. And we now have, I think, maybe 150 missing. So considering I got almost all of them back, that's super exciting. I still need to hang up some of these posters. I mean, I love that one. So true, right? I love this one because that's like one of my favorite quotes anyway. So I found this exact quote. I literally searched for this to find something that said that. And then my husband bought me this. What Shakespeare play should you see? I love it. So let's start at the beginning. Let's do one. All right. What do you want to do? Laugh, cry, watch you guys take a nap, all the above. I want to watch guys run around with swords. Isn't English history awesome? Yeah, you know what? It really is. Is excommunication exciting? Wow, is it ever? Boring. I was going to say, no, excommunication is not super exciting. Let's say boring, so we can keep going. How much time do you have? No, I definitely don't have very much time. Just a few hours. Do you like good guys or bad boys? Oh, definitely the bad boys. Richard III. Oh my gosh, I love Richard III. It's my second favorite play ever. Like my first favorite play by Shakespeare is Cymbeline. I love Cymbeline because it's like a combination of all other Shakespeare plays put together. It's so great. But Richard III is my second favorite, so that's great that I wound up picking that. Anyway, so you can do this with all of these. I love this. It keeps going forever. So this is so much fun. We should just keep doing this all day. Maybe that should be a whole other video. Anyway, so I need to get that put out. These are the books I definitely plan on reading at some point and just left here at school for now. They were in another video. I am taking this one home today because I heard that it's really good. It's sort of a Snow White Sleeping Beauty story by Neil Gaiman, or however you say his name, Gaiman. And I've tried many of his books before and haven't liked a single one, but this one is so short, and I believe it's illustrated as well. And we have 2 copies here in the library. Yep. And I just kind of want to read a interesting little small story that is supposed to be really good. So I'm going to take that one home, and I'm going to leave these 2 here. So I'm just going to stack them up real quick. And this is my library checkout computer. Usually it's a teacher's aid that sits right here. We don't have a barcode thing anymore. I know you saw those things on the way in, like it's going to beep when somebody goes out, but it doesn't. It doesn't work. It just scares them, though, from trying to take it. We also have a charging station so the kids can charge their phones. And that way they're not even on their phones, which is great. So they have to look at books instead. Those are some books for, like they're very young books that a parent donated to us, or at least loaned them to us for now, that students in our special education classrooms check out those a lot of times. So we just kind of keep them under there. And I'll show you the bookmarks because they're so exciting. So there's the bookmarks. Yep, and they're smelly ones. That one smells like dreamsicle. It's great. That one smells like cotton candy. That one smells like cupcakes. Oh my gosh, I might need to take one of these. Let's see. Okay, it didn't work. Does it not smell like cupcakes? Wait, I thought for sure it did. I don't even see a smelly thing on it though. Oh my gosh, let me look again. Hold on, I'm looking really carefully. Oh my gosh, I got gypped. I thought these were smelly ones. Well, who wants that? Well, that sucks. All right. Well, I'm still going to take one of these because they're really pretty. But here, I'll put it. I know this will go really well with the sleeper and the spindle. Yeah, that'll go great with that. There we go. All right. And lastly, I'll just kind of show you the back office stuff. I know this video is getting kind of long. I don't want it to be more than 30 minutes. This is my office. This is my aide's desk. She works right here and brings her laptop. And we have a lot of storage. And then this is my desk. I love my 2 monitors. That's the best thing ever. We also have a secret color printer that most of the school doesn't know about, because if they did, everybody would want to print stuff in here because it's really hard to print in color around here, but we have to have it for our genre labels, things like that. So I bought this nice cover for my chair and have a dog calendar, my pirate stuff, you know, all that good stuff. So lots of storage space, fake plant, you know, kind of helps a little bit. I did organize my desk over the summer, but I've already had to put some stuff out on it. Not that it's too bad. New books that I'm getting ready. And then over here, lots of books to be cataloged. All these are books to be cataloged. This is random stuff, mostly like Keurig supplies for book club cafe and things like that. Lots of junk. Nice view though, you know, I can sit at my desk and, you know, see some greenery at least. Tons of storage space that I really need to put better labels on besides just post-it notes, but yeah, tons of storage space and stuff. And lastly, well, there's 2 sort of last rooms. That's a copier room in there too, and then that's an assistant principal's office. So we have a lot of rooms nearby. So we also have this handy dandy, and there's our pretty little door thing. Handy dandy room in here, which I love being connected to because it's like another giant workspace. There's so many rooms. My library just keeps going forever. I was shocked when I first came here and saw it for the first time. So definitely got to figure out, these are books that go to teachers that are not mine. Library cart, huge library cabinet with all my storage, you know, all my supplies. And our previous librarian was super organized, and I'll show you. She put labels on the shelves, which is awesome. I don't know that they're quite where they're supposed to be anymore, but I love that. Super organized. It's great. Can find anything. It's perfect. And let's see, my library cart that my aide put awesome library cart sign on right here. She spent a long time actually on that. Like, she got a Cricut and cut out the letters and painted it on there. It was great. But I have a sink, have a microwave, we have a refrigerator, copier that only works half the time, giant table, and more storage stuff over there. And finally, the secret back room of books. If you've made it this long, you get to see the secret back room. This is the back room that has all the extra copies of books in it. These are books I still need to put away. Ugh. A random old ice maker. I don't know. There's some weird stuff in here. Anyway, these are extra copies of books where we have like huge sets of them. And they were used for Ritapalooza, that event I told you about before, but also book club. Anytime a teacher needs kids to read, you know, books in groups that they need multiple copies of. So it's really popular books, like every day, things like that. So that's mostly what you're going to see around here. And this is my book drop. This is where it pops out, the one in the hallway. Junk, lots of junk. You know, oh yeah, okay. That's random stuff. Yep, all right. And these are organized by genre as well. Oh, okay, well, now I've run into a wall, so I'm gonna go this way. This is all random stuff that the man that donated the books outside in the main area gave to me. And I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this. So yeah, lots of extra carts too, so that's good. Oh, and there's more books in the room that has the printer. There's actually a lot more books in there too, like this. So, and there's tons of old yearbooks that nobody came to pick up. I'm gonna go ahead and just start turning out the lights because I am pretty much done once I talk to you guys and say farewell. So, all these doors locked too, which is like super handy. So this is our library. I hope you have enjoyed this tour. It has been super fun for me to do. Let me flip you back around. I know that probably looks great. There we go. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour. It's been really fun for me. I thought this video would be like 5 minutes long, but somehow it's turned out to be like 30 minutes long. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys think. Bye. Oh, and real quick, I got to show you the skylight. There it is. Woo! How exciting. And look, there's a balcony that we have no idea how to get up there. I mean, is there a way? I don't know. We've asked. No one knows. Even the principal doesn't know. So there's a whole like ledge up in there. So I don't know. You feel like you probably could. But anyway, okay, bye.